Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Even though he gave the order immediately, it was still too late. The ripples about had already begun, and many warriors around had used space lockdown. This made Luo Feng's expression sink initially as he sighed. These warriors had moved extremely fast after getting the news, teleporting here, and instantly using space lockdown. After the three teams appeared, they searched for their target immediately. Other race team. Where's the team that attacked Tian Chen's group? The three teams looked about, sending their undying energy to search. At the same time, they used their scanners. Nothing. We can't find them. We were originally here in twin Whirlpools, and when we got the news we instantly teleported over here, also using space lockdown immediately. In such a short time, they actually managed to escape. That Tian Chen is a well-renowned warrior, was he unable to last for that short while? The three teams looked at each other. Since they were all from the human camp, they immediately recognized each other and communicated. Attention all. A snow furry monkey-like being with a sharp nose from the group said, "Your scanners may not have detected anything. But mine has detected another small scanner, 22 kilometers away from us." He pointed in the direction. "What? There's a mini scanner there. Snowhorn Emperor, are you sure? Why haven't we detected anything?" Snowhorn's mini scanner is the most expensive of our group, worth several billions of mixed elements. Hence, he's definitely right, there must be another team they're hiding. Haha, we'll find out soon enough if they are hiding there. Break. A powerful undying energy swept past the area. How much area could a small scanner cover? An area of 10 kilometers was easily covered by undying energy. As long as there was resistance, without a doubt there would warriors hidden there. Rumble. God energy spread over the area. Rumble. The hidden region suddenly exploded with a stronger undying energy, immediately engulfing the undying energy that swept over it. It overwhelmed the sweeping past the three teams. It's an Emperor limit warrior. Be careful, everybody. Even though the three teams were cautious, they knew that the other team was from another race and that they had true treasures. Yet they still dared to rush over immediately. This was definitely a team that stood at the pinnacle of strength in twin Whirlpools. After all, every area within here had diameters of a few light years. And teleportation easily covered a couple of light years. A few teleports would easily cover the area. In theory, most teams should get here fast enough, however, why were there so few? It was because the other teams were afraid. They wanted to let other warriors get here first before rushing over for the fight, seeing if they could get anything amidst the chaos. The three teams had a total of 16 warriors, for a total of 9 Emperor limits, 3 Pinnacle Soul Masters, and 4 Emperor Pinnacles. It was an extremely powerful team. Rumble, the undying energy that swept past them was easily dispersed. They actually dared to attack warriors of the same race. Are they looking to be killed by our human camp? A cold curse resounded. In the distance the hidden region warped and 3 silhouettes appeared. One was the silver-winged Blade River Emperor, Tian Chen with his long hair, and Ji-Hong Emperor. It's Blade River. It's Tian Chen. The three teams were all shocked, since the victim of this incident was still alive. And the terrifying Blade River had come to twin Whirlpools. Blade River, it's a misunderstanding, we didn't know it was you. Blade River, Tian Chen, it's all an error, we thought it was the other race team hiding there. Attacking another warrior from the same camp was wrong. Even though no one was injured, the three teams immediately expressed their apologies. Obviously they didn't want to mess with the renowned Blade River Emperor. Humph. Luo Feng's expression was ice cold. In truth, he heaved a sigh of relief within. With his prudence, to prevent others from seeing too much by rushing over, when he soul-controlled Tian Chen earlier, he had already activated his mini-scanner to hide them. When the space was on lockdown, preventing them from fleeing, he immediately acted according to his plan B. First, keep the other warriors into his world ring. after that appear with Tian Chen and Ji Hong, acting like they were all from the human camp. After all, Blade River was a human. I gave my all to save my friend Tian Chen and evade the other race team. If I managed to escape from them only to be killed by your attacks, then I'd have nothing to say. Luo Feng gazed at the three teams. They all smiled apologetically. If they accidentally attacked a weak warrior, they wouldn't even bother. But Blade River was simply too renowned, massacring Emperor Limits and Pinnacle Emperor Soul Masters, plus he was human. Within the human camp, the other races were all subservient, and humans were the strongest. Also, the army system was obviously biased towards the humans as well. This made it so that the three teams didn't dare offend Luo Feng. Tian Chen's energy is really weak. Looks like he's lost over half his undying body. It's tragic, the injury must be severe. However, it's known that Tian Chen and Blade River are good friends. When the sealed star fell in Star Tower, they were together too. It was said that Blade River almost fell into the danger region, and Tian Chen almost rushed in. However, Blade River got lucky, and an exit appeared before him. This is true friendship. Over our long lifespans, our relatives all die. Hence, the good friends are more important. There are all sorts of dangers in the universe, and very few true friends are out there. Hence, everyone is important. Tian Chen and Blade River have such a relationship. I bet the moment Blade River got the news, he immediately rushed over and was here first. Tian Chen might have called out to him first, allowing him to get here faster. They are indeed good friends. Only life or death brothers would do so. The three teams communicated secretly. Since Blade River had already forced the other race team away, allowing them to escape, the teams that were on the hunt, all ready to unleash their strongest attacks, relaxed. There was however one exception to the group, Snowhorn Emperor. Disperse your space lockdown. Luo Feng ordered coldly. He was waiting for them to do that so that he could teleport away. There's no rush. A cold voice resounded. It was Snowhorn, whose eyes were gleaming fiercely. He stared at Luo Feng and mocked coldly, Blade River, there are many other camps hunting you down. I didn't expect you to actually show yourself. Looks like your relationship with Tian Chen must be deep, however, you are too stupid to put yourself in danger for him. Danger? Luo Feng looked at him. Snowhorn, disperse the space lockdown. Right, disperse it. The other team mates all told Snowhorn the same thing. Even though Blade River was eyed by many powerful warriors, he wasn't one that Emperor Limits could aim for. What's more, he was from the human camp and killing within the camp was forbidden. There's no rush. Snowhorn said coldly, this Blade River, even though I don't know the reason, since his number is well known by many warriors, I've tried sending an SOS to him via the army system. I specially sent it to him. In theory, even if he shut off his virtual universe connection, the army system would report so. However, its reaction this time was that he has already retired. If he's not in the system, one cannot send an SOS to him. Retired. Retired. Blade River has retired. I've tried too, he's really retired. There's no way to call him from the army system. The system states that he's retired. The three teams were shocked. Even though they knew he had a huge amount of wealth and true treasures on him, they had never thought of this. One was because of power. But the second was the more important reason, that it was forbidden to kill within the same camp. Now that they knew he was retired, their thoughts had shifted. Should they deal with Blade River? Surround and attack him? The atmosphere shifted immediately. It wasn't as friendly as before as they began to plan something against him. Blade River risked his life for me and you wish to attack him? Tian Chen raged, his voice resounding within their minds. Tian Chen, this is none of your business. You should step away. Tian Chen, your current strength cannot affect anything. Even though we won't attack you, you should know your place. The three teams' gaze had changed. At this time, tens of other teams flew over, and they were all unable to teleport close due to the space lockdown. Hence they could only appear further away and fly over. Even though they were still flying, their scanners had detected everything. It's Blade River. Blade River is actually still here. Blade River has retired and is not in the army system, he's not under their protection anymore. A vast group began to appear about. This scene made Luo Feng frown. He spoke yet, "Tian Chen, you take a rest, leave it to me." He kept Tian Chen in his world ring. This action wasn't stopped by the three teams at all, because they didn't wish to accidentally hit Tian Chen during their battle. At this point in time, they still thought that Tian Chen was the same Tian Chen of before. They didn't know that he had already become Luo Feng's sole slave. Interesting. Luo Feng gazed at the teams that were rushing over. The news of the true treasures from the other races have brought this scenario. Who would have thought that the identity of Blade River would bring me so much trouble? Those who were able to rush over immediately were definitely the strongest of the human camp warriors in twin whirlpools. Tens of teams plus the initial 3, a total of close to 90 warriors were present. Amongst which, there were over 30 pinnacle soul masters and emperor limits. Blade River is retired. He. I heard his body is about emperor pinnacle strength, yet is able to kill so many powerful warriors. He must have some true treasures. Right, back then he forced Blood Beast away, killed Purple Clock, and forced Heavy Arrow into a coma and then turned him into a slave. He relied on the strongest flame god crystal. However, he wasn't even harmed by it. I don't believe that he has some powerful defensive treasures. And recently he massacred so many. It seems like his strength must have grown further, and also he must have some new treasures. Attention all, the other race team has already been forced away by Blade River. Tian Chen has been saved by Blade River already. That other race team was said to have several emperor limits and 2 true treasures, yet they were forced away by Blade River. This Blade River is too strong, he must have more than 1 true treasure. Close to 90 warriors of the human camp floated about, all staring at the silver-armored and winged youth. Luo Feng gazed around. Even though they were all from the human camp, there was only 1 true human amongst them, the rest were from other races. Mang Emperor, you wouldn't think of making a move on me too, would you? Luo Feng looked straight at the human. As Blade River, he had gotten to know many emperors within the Hong Alliance, and this was one he was an acquaintance with. Of course not. I only came here because Tian Chen was in trouble. I came to deal with the other race team, why would I attack someone of the same race? He stood among the many warriors and looked around, his voice booming like thunder, spreading far and wide. Blade River is a human warrior, even though he's retired, he is still human. About 1/3 of you here are from the Hong Alliance. Are you all going to attack a human warrior? No. We won't interfere in this, we came here for the other race team. We won't interfere. Many Hong Alliance members immediately said. Since they were from the Hong Alliance, they couldn't escape the rules of the alliance. Humans were the core of the entire alliance. The warrior Blade River definitely had some background. If he were to be killed by one of them, his friends, teachers etc. would all come take revenge for him, it would be too easy to find them all. Looks like they haven't gone mad. Luo Feng thought. While these warriors may be greedy within, with so many spectators about, there were many more problems to think about. Humph, the Hong Alliance may not interfere, but I'm not a member. Snowhorn said coldly. They can stand by and watch. Since he's retired, he's not protected by the army system. Hence, he has no relation to us. The many other warriors stared hard at Luo Feng. The vast number of other races in the universe used humanity to enter the outer region wars. The Hong Alliance was but a small portion of the human camp, but many others weren't part of it. While they may have some relation with humanity now, once they retired, they would return to their homes and have no connections to humanity. Hence, they didn't care about all this. Luo Feng kept Ji Hong in his world ring and stared coldly at everything. He had kept him outside initially with the plans of forcefully breaking through, now however with so many emperors around, it was impossible to do so. It was better to be alone. More are coming. Snowhorn gazed. Attention all, if we keep standing around, more would come to take the treasure. Attack. Kill. Tens of warriors all moved simultaneously. Since they were all from the same camp, they were not worried about being attacked by others after getting the treasure. Hence more than half of the group attacked. Very good. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Humph. He flapped his silver wings and unleashed strike travel. His beast god presence was incredibly high now, and his movement was even faster than before. The tens of warriors could only watch as the silver light arced around them and easily dodged all the attacks. Rumble. With so many attacks, the surrounding space was torn apart as the fragments flew madly about. This affected the other warriors greatly. However, with the fragments, it allowed Luo Feng to be like a fish in water, unaffected at all as his speed left them all stunned. The Hong Alliance members including Cha Mang Emperor, along with few that didn't participate, all watched on shocked. Blade River's instantaneous speed is absurd. With so many space fragments, he can actually change directions thousands to tens of thousands of times. His speed is incredible. Tens of warriors attacking him and none even got close. Too strong. With such terrifying speed, this Blade River can go anywhere in the vast universe. The spectating warriors all realized how terrifying he was. With such instantaneous speed, his survival ability was crazy. If not for the space lockdown, he could teleport away immediately. With it there, he could still move that fast, and under the gazes of countless warriors, he would still be able to get away. In awe. His survival ability was heavenly, unless one had a true treasure like the ice net or something, or special spirit weapon attacks, or soul illusions to affect him. They had to find a way to control his speed to deal with him, otherwise it was almost impossible. You want to affect me with these little soul attacks? Luo Feng was like a god howling, his voice booming in all the attackers' minds. I can get away easily enough. However, Snowhorn, you are detestable. A silver light flashed, and he was already beside Snowhorn. How can he be that fast? We have so many warriors and yet, we cannot hold him down. Snowhorn's eyes were blinded by a light, as he found himself staring straight at Luo Feng's cold eyes behind the silver helmet. He instantly understood, he wants to kill me. The 6 purple lit black balls appeared from Luo Feng's left hand. They were all sealed stars coated in the Fei Mo poison, and imprinted with the beast god Descend's sky-tearing claw. With a trigger of his powerful consciousness, a blurry projection of the beast god appeared. Howl! The right claw had the 6 sealed stars within, tearing downwards. Break! Snowhorn had a huge turtle-shelled beast image appear behind him, and 2 blades appeared in his arms, which became a huge scissor-like weapon. The huge right claw clashed with the scissors. The surrounding space fragments were instantly hit by the shockwaves and reduced to stream particles. The 6 sealed stars within the right claw were incredibly intrepid. Every little black ball far exceeded the power of a star. Kacha, Kacha, the scissors crumbled as the claw slashed through Snowhorn, who had no way to escape. Rumble, his god body instantly crumbled. In terms of strength, he was indeed an emperor limit. Luo Feng's current consciousness and spirit energy, with the general soul's help along with the powerful beast god presence, was only at the pinnacle emperor level. A pinnacle emperor with the help of true treasures could normally match an emperor limit, and even kill an emperor limit, like Purple Clock Emperor. Luo Feng relied on the star map, and he completely suppressed this emperor limit. 6 purple lit black balls pierced through the gathering fragments of Snowhorn. Every black ball was able to destroy about 5% of his god body, with 6 of them, that was about 30%. Trying to kill me without burning your undying energy, you must be dream, no. His body was just reforming as his eyes were suddenly filled with shock. He felt a special corrosive attack on his god body as it reformed, instantly destroying 35% of his god body. The 6 balls turned in the distance and once again became a howling beast god, its right claw descending once again. Die. Luo Feng looked on coldly. Blade River Emperor. A cold voice suddenly rushed into Luo Feng's mind. A powerful attack flew over from far. A over 300-meter tall black lightning hammer tore through the air. Its speed was terrifying, as the broken space fragments were simply knocked aside. The fragments were all reduced to stream particles as the black hammer caused Luo Feng's expression to change. Even with the Shouwu wings, I won't be able to dodge this. Go. He waved his left hand. 8 black balls swiftly flew over, and they were all infused with the laws within, forming a huge beast god projection in mid-air. Compared to the sky-tearing claw beast that got formed before, this one was obviously much more condensed and real. The 8 balls formed a beast god, with a long tail, which was a few hundred meters long. It swung like a whip forwards. Howl! The beast god howled as its tail whipped at the lightning hammer. Beast god armament second form, whip. The beast god armament had a total of 6 forms. The first was beast god descends, while the second was whip. This was the strongest move he could use after comprehending the Nan Shan 7 forms second volume. A blurry whip silhouette, and a majestic black lightning hammer, they clashed directly. The 8 sealed stars clashed hard with the hammer. Rumble. The tail whip instantly crumbled from the force. The 8 sealed stars were knocked away too, after which they flew back to Luo Feng's hands and landed in his left palm. This made him frown. The thunder hammer was knocked far away too. It shrank until it was only about 30+ meters, landing in the 20 tall black armored giant with 3 horns on his forehead. He stared at Luo Feng too. Blade River. A voice boomed. Silver-winged Luo Feng immediately stood straight up and gazed into the distance, Black Tea Emperor. His voice resounding about. When the sealed star fell before, Black Tea didn't participate, but this didn't affect his reputation in any way. The 4 camps in the outer region wars all had terrifying beings, like Life Fall, Da Long, Nan Jing, 7 Blade and so on. They were all renowned figures. Black Tea was one that could match them as well. Even though he was from the human camp, he was from a distant universe region, and not from the Hong Alliance. He had a true treasure hammer named Black Tea, hence his name. It's Black Tea. He's actually here, and he is so fast. Blade River is in trouble, but Black Tea's terrifying strength. Back then, when he had fought with Da Long for quite a while, both of them decided that it was best to call a truce finally. Within the entire 7th battlefield, Black Tea is definitely one of the pinnacle beings. Blade River is disadvantaged. If Black Tea is here, Blade River's treasure isn't for us to take. Do you think you could ever get Blade River's treasure? With a flap of his wings, he'll easily leave you far behind. The distant other race warriors had all given up. They were clear that this level of being, even with 7 Emperor limits combining forces, they would all be easily knocked back by him. Hence, the other warriors simply stayed back and watched the two battle. 2 silhouettes were floating in space with a distance between them. One was huge, while the other was tiny. However, both energies made the others around them tremble. He seems quite strong. The tall and demonic Black Tea's voice boomed. To be able to receive my hammer, he must be quite strong. Since I entered the outer region wars, this is the first time I'm actually dealing with a level of warrior like that. It really makes my blood boil. Come on, let me see if your reputation is well deserved. Luo Feng stared intensely from the other end and said, both sides filled with fighting spirit. Both of them were strong. Battling with other strong warriors and pursuing the limits of the universe, this was Luo Feng's ambition. Good. I'll let you see if my name is real. Black Tea's voice boomed as he rushed forward instantly. He became a lightning bolt, and his speed was terrifying. If he had tossed out his hammer, that hammer had a speed so fast that it even shocked Luo Feng initially. However, his own speed wasn't something Luo Feng actually bothered with. With the Shouwu wings, his own instantaneous speed far exceeded Black Tea's. Xiao. Luo Feng flapped his wings and easily flew far away. Amidst the broken space fragments, his speed was demonic, easily dodging and changing directions. Go, 8 black balls floated in his left palm. The 8 black balls immediately revolved in space, and the lore engravings on them glowed with gold light. Luo Feng's terrifying willpower that exceeded even that of knights triggered the laws, and instantly a few 100-meter-long beast god formed. Howl. The beast god howled. It was actually a spirit weapon taking on this form, and its speed was absurd. It appeared before Black Tea, and instantly whipped its tail at him. Humph! Black Tea wielded his hammer and stepped forward, causing the large amount of space fragments to instantly become stream particles. He swung his hammer heavily. He had casually thrown it earlier, but this time he swung it with his full might. The beast god's tail actually recoiled and evaded the head-on clash with the hammer, whipping it back at Black Tea. So fast. Black Tea was shocked. He had used his full force to swing the hammer. Hence, he was unable to bring it back on time to defend. With a howl, he used his left hand to punch. A dark red metal covered his hand. It seemed like a special punch, as it triggered the laws, causing the space about to completely crumble into fragments. Rumble. The punch clashed with the tail whip. Black Tea's punch could easily smash through a star, however, he felt intense pain from this clash. Good. He actually howled malevolently, getting even crazier. Ha ha ha. Black Tea, your hammer's speed seems slower than before. The distant Luo Feng controlled the beast god to once again attack. In mid-air, the beast god flashed time and again. As it flashed, its tail grew even more demonic, occasionally whipping, and at other times recoiling. It was extremely fast, and it made the enemy unable to trace it. After all, even for normal animals, their tail whip movement was extremely fast. The beast god was the same. Rumble. Black Tea unleashed his strength. He swung his hammer against the beast god's tail over and over. Every time it hit, it knocked the 8 black balls far away. The only thing was that since Luo Feng was a spirit reader, even if the 8 sealed stars were knocked away, they could immediately gather and reform the beast god image, attacking once again. This was the difference between a spirit reader and fighter. The fighter couldn't back down. Once his weapons were knocked away, his body would take the blow. A spirit reader, however, even if his weapons were knocked away, as he would usually attack from afar, he could still reform his weapons and attack immediately. He actually blocked it over and over. Luo Feng was shocked as he controlled the 8 sealed stars. His usage of the hammer has changed too. Every attack has a revolving force, and with each attack, the force grows. Even if I make the tail dodge the attack, he would still be able to defend. Rumble. The demonic Black Tea howled as he rushed at Luo Feng with his hammer. Every step was as fast as lightning. Even with the beast god's tail whipping at him, he easily knocked it away with a swing. It was almost like a huge car rushing forward, easily knocking away a bicycle. However, this bicycle simply reformed over and attacked again. What power! Luo Feng's expression changed, feeling the difference between himself and Black Tea. The rest of them who were watching this battle felt the same way. That toss earlier, I could still withstand it, probably because he didn't use too much force initially. Now that is serious, each blow is like a huge mountain crashing down. Even my 8 sealed stars are knocked away easily. Even with the 8 sealed stars, I'm still losing. I can only barely affect his speed. The bicycle may have been knocked away over and over again, however it still managed to slightly affect the car's speed. I'm not his match. If I go all out and let Fu Shui use his ice net on him, there would still be a chance. However, he hasn't even burnt his undying body. It's obvious he doesn't wish to go all out with me. Luo Feng thought. Since we've already tested each other's strength, it's time to go. However, before that, his gaze turned to Snowhorn Emperor. He couldn't forget the one that was most passionate about killing him. I'll deal with him first. The surrounding number of warriors kept growing. They all formed their own little teams and floated about, gazing from a distance at the fight. Black Tea was intrepid and powerful. Even with Blade River's full attacks, he easily knocked them away. However, Blade River remained far away, and Black Tea had no way to get close. Even if he rushed forward, Blade River could easily get away. Even though Blade River can easily deal with an Emperor limit, he still isn't a match for Black Tea. Black Tea's strength is heavenly. Even though his strength surpasses Blade River, but his speed cannot even touch him. The warriors around could all see this. Ha ha ha. Black Tea sure is powerful, much respect. But I'll be leaving first. His voice was filled with spirit energy, which resounded throughout the space. Luo Feng flapped his wings and formed a silver flash. With one flash, he once again reached Snowhorn Emperor. You? Snowhorn, who was with his teammates, changed his expression. Do you think you can take my treasures? You sure don't know your place. 6 purple-lit black balls formed a beast god projection, and howled as it rushed at Snowhorn. His teammates all actually dodged. Having seen his power, none of them dared to offend Blade River. Tear! The right claw tore Snowhorn apart, as the 6 balls instantly pierced through, destroying over 30% of his god body. Blade River. I will have my revenge. He howled in anger as he instantly self-destructed. He knew that he wasn't a match for Blade River, but he was still an Emperor limit. It was definite that he would be revived in the future. However, if he was forced into a coma and taken away, then he would have no hope left for revival. Rumble. The force of the shockwave rippled in all directions. An explosion with only 30% of his undying body left was something the Emperor limits could withstand against together. Only a few pinnacle emperors were heavily injured, but no one fell. Just like that, Snowhorn fell. With so many warriors watching him, Blade River left just as he said. Before he left, he even killed an Emperor limit Snowhorn Emperor, and the speed he displayed as he left made all the warriors around shake their heads and sigh. Even Black Tea, only when he tossed his hammer could he catch up to him. But he was clear too, that when he tossed his hammer, Luo Feng would immediately use the Beast God projection to defend. It wouldn't even affect his fleeing. In an instant, Blade River flew out of the space lockdown area, and with a teleport, he vanished from sight. What power, what speed! Black Tea's voice boomed, he sighed before he became a beam of light and vanished. This video will end here.